One of the most successful shows on American television is also one of our most popular shows here in Australia, The Golden Girls. It's a lovely mix of funny plots, great writing, and superb performances by the stars, one of whom is Estelle Getty, who plays the delightful elder of the team, Sophia.
Sleep on it. Men, sex. All I do is listen to your sexual problems. How about my sexual problems?
Ma, what is your sexual problem?
I don't get any. And I read in a magazine where a woman is at a sexual peak at 83.
Sophia, I read that same article, hon. It was 33.
Really? Then all those feelings I've been having lately must be colitis. Sorry I interrupted. Good night.
Ah, it's a lovely character. And beautifully played by Estelle Getty. She is waiting for us in our Hollywood studios, but first I should tell you she has a book out which is hilarious. It's called If I Knew Then What I Know Now, So What? Please welcome Estelle Getty. Hello, Estelle, and welcome to the show.
Hello.
It's good to have you here. The book, which is very funny, and I might mention to you, Estelle, there's a little line by me on the back of the book on the Australian edition, which I thought it was fabulous. It took me a little while to work out whether it's by yourself or Sophia.
Oh, it's by myself. No, I don't speak for Sophia once I'm off the show. I go right back to being Estelle the minute the show is over.
Do you find it hard, though, to make the transition from what you are, and a lot of people watching our show today would be surprised to see how young you are, to make the transition from what you are to what she is?
A handful of cold cream does it.
You're not a method actress?
Oh, yes, I am, but I think part of the method is that when you get off the stage, go back to being who you are, or you're going to go crazy. I mean, I've played many, many kinds of roles in my life, and if you're going to play good ones or bad ones, I mean, you just can't drag it along with you. You just got to leave it at the studio or at the theater and then go on being yourself so that you can go on to other things.
When it was first offered to you, the role of Sophia, what did you see in her that you liked?
Well, it wasn't exactly as you see her today. The role was not written exactly as you see her today. I kind of invented her because as she was, the script asked for somebody to be very foreign and kind of fat and different from what I was able to do. So I just invented Sophia, who's a combination of a lot of people I knew in my life, and came in and did that, and they liked it, and they bought it.
There's been a number of times a quote which I've read about your character, that you give old age a good name, and I'm sure there are many people who are getting up in years who respect and like the character very much and what you've done with it.
I hope so. That's what we work for. I'd like to think that people can grow older without growing old.
It's a nice
line. And that's
line.
what I hope Sophia does.
Sure. Estelle, stardom, as such, in Australia anyway, is new to you. We've all of a sudden discovered you, and we love you. But you've been around the scene for quite a few years, haven't you?
For a long time, yes. I was a New York stage actress for 50 years.
And what about Hollywood? What really brought you to Hollywood?
The play that I was doing, Torch Song Trilogy. I was doing that play, and we had a booking out in California for 6 weeks. We came out and we did 7 months, and during the time that I was out in California doing the play, I was also getting lots of job offers for movies and TV and starring in sitcoms, you know, as guest artist. And I realized that I could probably work out here, and I went back out on the road with the show and then came back and got Golden Girls within a couple of months after I returned. So it's really my first go-around with television.
Certainly. It must be very hard for actors like yourself, though, because you love New York so much and the Broadway stage, and your heart seems to always remain there, and yet you make your money on the other coast of the country.
That's right. That's right. It's also great fun doing this show. It's great to have all this recognition after so many years of working without that kind of stupendous recognition that you get when you're on television, especially in something as big a hit as Golden Girls is.
Any downsides to being so well known now?
Any downsides? No, whatever downside there is, I carry it to the bank.
That's lovely. Estelle, I believe you've been married for 40 years, but your husband...
41.
41 years. Who's counting?
41, yeah.
I believe your husband still lives in New York, so how does the marriage work out?
Actually, we have a place in New York, and he's now living in Florida, and I live in California, and I have a phone bill that looks like the national debt. Spend a lot of time on the phone, but we see each other more often than people know.
Is he in the business?
No, that's why he's not out in California.
What does he do?
He's a glazier. He's in the glass business.
Any children?
Yes, I have 2 middle-aged sons who are slightly older than I am.
How have they coped with Mum's fame now?
Oh, they're so disappointed. They thought I'd be a bag lady. They hoped that I would be impoverished and poor, and everybody asks me about that. They're very proud of me. They're quite wonderful, my sons.
Yeah.
And there's one living out here right now in California, so I get to see him. Then I go back east and see my other son. Then I go to Florida and see my husband. So I have somebody to see every place I go.
Yeah, I like the order there. Husband comes last, does he?
No, I was just thinking of my last trip, which worked like that. I saw one son out here and one son in New York, and then I went down to Florida, where I saw my husband.
Estelle,
So we just spent a whole week.
You mentioned...
I say we've just spent a whole week together.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, when do you see
And
him?
we do a week a month.
Well, that
Because
sounds good.
We work 3 weeks on, 1 week off.
Is that the reason why the marriage works so well?
I've been away most of that. Everybody says you've been married for 41 years. Actually, I've only been home about 7.
So there's method in your madness, eh?
Yes.
Estelle, you mentioned before that you had to wait a long time for the full recognition in the industry. Now that you've made it and you've become one of the most popular TV stars in America, is there any bitterness that you've harboured over those years?
Bitterness? Oh, no. I've had a charmed life in the theater. Not at all. Not at all. I didn't go into the theater to become famous or rich I mean, it was what I did. It was my job. I was an actress, and that's what I did. I always hoped for more recognition so I'd get more work, but I never dreamed it would happen like this at all. I never thought about it at all. I just wanted to be an actress. So I've had a charmed life in the theater. I've had a wonderful life in the theater. No bitterness at all.
Estelle, last weekend I stayed with my family at the Mirage Resort on the Gold Coast, and one of the room
Yes.
service people there told me that not all that long ago you were a guest
Yes.
there. Is that true?
Yeah, yes, I was.
You must have
I
snuck
was.
in.
Well, what had happened was that I had gone to New Zealand to do a show for them, a benefit, and they were very kind and sent me on holiday for a few days to Australia, and I had the most wonderful time.
What about coming
I
back
had the
for
most
us?
wonderful time in Brisbane. I would love to come back. I'm trying to arrange time. I don't like going there in the winter because I don't like the winters very much. But I'd love to go back to Australia because all I went to was Brisbane when I was there. I saw the fair. I spent every day at the fair.
At the expo.
The expo, yeah. It was wonderful.
Well,
it was great fun.
It was fantastic. Well, the next time you're here, I'd love to welcome you to our home set here in the studio to show you off to Australia again. Thanks for your time today, and we look forward to your next visit to our country.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Estelle Getty. And the book is If I Knew Then What I Know Now, So What? Great fun, lady. And we're back with you after this break with Tiny Tim.